The neighbors are used to us now. Yeah, it's been a while. You'd think they'd be used to it. But one of the first times we had a fire yagya, a havan, we took you'll see as we do after everyone's offered their oblations and everything's over, we take it outside. And so the smoke was still there. So the neighbors, one of our neighbors called the fire department. They thought something was on fire. But here's the blissful part. So a big fire truck pulled up, whole thing pulled up. The guys get out with all their, they got all their fire gear and everything. They see what's going on. By the time they arrived, we were serving out the feast. So we said to them, hey, you came all this way. Would you like, nice vegetarian dinner? Lunch. I said, fantastic. But the thing is, we couldn't get rid of them. They were around for about an hour. They took seconds, thirds. They shut off their radios. Houses are burning all over San Diego. These guys they found a good thing and they weren't leaving. So, and we have a nice relationship with the local police, and so the guy, I check in every couple months, how, any news, anything going on, you okay, And he told me, well, we had one neighbor back here who complained that, there's this loud chanting, 4:30 in the morning. Police said, you moved next to a Hare Krishna temple. What do you expect? That's what come on, They were there first. So I hope they don't call the fire department. It's been a while. So today is a very special day. And thus, there's a verse in the Bhagavad Puran. It's one of our spiritual source books. And it compares the devotees to expert geologists or miners. Someone who's mining finds a vein of gold and they know how to follow it to, get the mother lode. So it says that advanced spiritualists, they know how when they find something spiritually invigorating, enlivening, important, they stay with it, they follow it through. So it's a Thursday. Everybody's, during the week, okay, they'll come Saturday, they'll come Sunday, maybe Friday, depending on what's on cable or whatever it is, So that you came on a Thursday in the Hare Krishna temple, Lord Nrsimha's appearance day, it means that both could be true. You're extremely fortunate. You came by chance and you just happened to win out on a very auspicious day, although nothing happens by chance. Or you're very intelligent. Hey, off with the phone. Yeah. Don't worry, bad news will still be there. You can turn it back on later. In our London temple, if your cell phone goes off during the talk, the standard there is you'll have to put 10 pounds, I don't know what that is, $15, something like that, in the donation, in the hundi. So, I don't know, our treasurer's not here. He would definitely be enthusiastic about this, but you can just hit the off button on your phone. Don't worry. The world will turn. Everything will still be there when you turn it back on. Don't worry. And if it's not, you're probably the better for it. I've done it, don't worry. Oh, thank you very much, Prabhu. Let's see how long this one lasts. Now, we need a clock. Oh, there we go. It's in your own interest, so I know when to stop. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharani Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Paskachadi Satarani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shidweta Gadada Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. So we should, because we have a varied audience, we have a long-standing relationship with these two kids. We'll see how long they last. A little setup or background or foundational information first. Today is the appearance day of Lord Nrsimhadeva. Lord Nrsimhadeva is the Supreme Lord coming in the form of a half man, half lion. What? Don't worry, we'll get there. There are many people who their view is that the world is just going on by laws of chemistry, physics. The universe is silent. There's no design or rhyme or reason. It all goes on by chemical evolution. And therefore, all of this is magical and useless thinking. There are people who think like that. I mean, we're going to be very short. We could give a class on each of these. You know, there's a law of entropy that something stays at a state of rest unless acted on by an outside force. So there had to be, okay, how did the whole thing start off? Where was the first, like, if you have trains, all the different compartments, if you have a train with all the different carriages or compartments or bogies, whatever you want to call them, there has to be the first force that pulls them, and then all the others start moving. Or like dominoes, there has to be someone has to tap that first domino, and then all the others will fall down. So that question they don't answer. And it's also a fact that the nature of things is not evolution, but devolution. You leave some. If we leave this, I could have a stack of lumber and all the different requirements for building a building. Are they going to evolve into a building? Well, I'll add that secret ingredient, the Big Bang. I'll add dynamite and blow my house into existence. Well, okay, those are, it's more subtle. We can spend time on that. But the fact of the matter is, we should shut this door because they're playing outside. I don't think is it going to make too hot and stuffy? Not yet. Yeah, all right, then we can shut that door. Thanks, Amoga. So, wherever you see patterns, symmetry, design, there's intelligence behind it. I ask anybody in this room, you can think about it, you can tell me later on, or you can raise your hand, Is there any instance where anyone experiences order, pattern, symmetry, design, that there's not intelligence behind it? There just isn't. So, and wherever there's design, then there's purpose. In fact, purpose comes first, then comes design. You design according to the intended purpose. So, that the world's going on by chance, the universe is silent, it's random laws of physics, it really doesn't hold together logically. All right. Well, then the absolute cause of all causes, the source of design and sustainer of everything is a white light. Well, wherever there's energy, you find energetic. Wherever there's a vibration, there's something vibrating. So there has to be something beyond that white light. It has to have a source. All right. What's up, Amoga? You locked yourself in? Gotcha. He'll work it out. So, okay, there has to be intelligence. There has to be, okay, what is the nature of that energy? Energy means energetic. What is the nature of that energetic? Vibration means there's something vibrating. What is the nature? It can't just be a blinding white light. Well, I had a father. You had a father. Your father had a father. We can go all the way back. If there is a cause, a creator, must be an old man with a beard, right? The older you get, you know. So the absolute truth is an old man with a beard. And not in a very good mood, by the way. What is it in the New Testament? For I am a jealous and vengeful God. It's a pretty spooky character. Throwing thunderbolts and smiting and smoting and smitten. I don't know what all the different... But think about that for a minute. If I had mystic power, suppose I had some, magic wand. Let's pick you right there. Suppose I could poof, and you became 90 years old. Would you take it? Be honest. Not really. He's got to think about it. No. Nobody wants to be. Huh? Yeah, grateful you are right. And you'd be less grateful if you're a knight. Trust me. I'm getting up there, and it's no picnic. So, and God is the source of all life. Why should he be an old man? Doesn't make sense. The Vedas answered perfectly. Brahma Samhita says, what is it? Adi Purusham, Advaita Chuta Nadi Mananta Rupam, Andyan Parana Purusham Navayovanam Cha. Parana Purusham means the oldest person. Fine, we acknowledge that. It's the cause of all cause. From one candle, you can light so many other candles, but still there's an original candle. You got the idea. With sunlight means there's the sun, so you got the picture. So we understand that the Supreme has to be the oldest, Purana Purusham, oldest person. But Navayovanam Cha, simultaneously, he's a fresh youth, being the source of all life, the source of all beauty, Krishna's beautiful Sham Sundar. Now, what does that have to do with today? We have to, God is great, but he can't do this, he can't do that, can't come like this, can't do this, can't. The first premise of accepting God is the inconceivable, unlimited potency. That's the first premise. Once you accept that, the absolute, the cause of all causes, the Supreme Person, has unlimited potency. And then he can do anything he wants. Now here's the thing. Here's something unique to Vaishnavas. We are Vaishnavas. We're following the Vedas, Veda, Bible, Biblical, Quran, Quranic, Vedas, Vedic. And the essence of the Veda, that's a whole other class, but it comes all the way to Vedanta Sutra. And the proper commentary understanding of Vedanta Sutra is Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Purana. And the Bhagavad Purana concludes with pure devotional service to Krishna. That's the apex, the culmination. So... Okay, God is great. He throws thunderbolts. You don't want to make him angry. Maybe it's just some great terrifying force. So many different things. The Vedic view, our view, the Vaishnavas, followers of Krishna, that God likes to play. God sports. Krishna has a sense of humor. Think about it for a minute. What makes us all unique is that we have a personality and we like to manifest it. What is the use of being a billionaire if you never spend your money? You read about those misers that they, the guys living on canned soup and clothing from Goodwill, and then when he passes away, they find out his mattress is stuffed with millions of dollars. Oof. Foolish. So we like to play, we like to support sport, we like to play. If you look at God is Purnam, which means he's complete. If I take a drop of water out of the ocean, anything in the drop has to there be in the original ocean, right? You can't have something that's a byproduct that's not in the source. If I have a set of numbers, I take a subset. I can't have anything in the subset that's not in the original set. We have personalities. We like to play. People work, what is it? They get a month vacation once a year? Maybe you get a few 3-day weekends. Did people get a month paid vacation? I don't know if they even get that. 2 weeks? What do you get? Everybody likes to go on vacation. Isn't it? Like to have fun. People like to, thank God it's Friday. Of course, their fun is foolishness. So if that emotion, and we are a spark of the absolute, we have that emotion, then what is the logical conclusion? We are parts and parcels. We are subsets of the original sets. We're drops of water of the ocean. If we have that propensity, what does it say about the absolute Krishna? Connect the dots, my friends. Anyone have an answer? Oh, come on. Help me out. You're all thinking everybody else knows the answer? What does it, if we have a sporting, playing propensity, what does that mean about the absolute of which we are byproducts? Who said that? Thank you. Saved by Jamuna Pati. Yeah, that the Supreme must have it in infinite form. So Krishna comes in all different types of incarnations, forms. It said as many waves there are as the ocean, Krishna comes. So one of Krishna's forms is a half man, half lion. Why half man? There was a profound logic behind it. Why? Well, because we don't have much time, and there's some other points I want to try to make. Every good story has a villain. There's got to be a hero. There's got to be suspense. There's got to be a villain. The Vedic literature have all time, and it's not just fairy tale, it's a fact. There are archetype villains. So there was a powerful mystic, and he was a king, conquered the entire creation. His name was Hiranyakasipu, which stamped him. Hiranya means gold, Kasipu means soft bed, how to enjoy. And he challenged. And it's a long story. But he got a benediction because, okay, we're enjoying. They used to have a TV show called Queen for a Day. Anyone ever see a rerun, Queen for a Day? Or they give you a shopping cart and you can fill whatever you want. You got 15-minute shopping spree. Or Queen for a Day, or King for a Day. Okay, 24 hours. People, the whole time they're completely in anxiety because they're looking at their watch. It's not going to last long. So, okay, suppose you're actually able to rack up billions of dollars and marry your trophy husband or wife and I don't know what. What else is out there? Have your vacation home in Bali. But how long does it last? So really, we want unlimited, eternal enjoyment. We don't want it to break. We don't want it to end. So Hiranyakasipu got a benediction. It's a long story. I'm fast-forwarding it. That he asked to become deathless. And Brahma, the creator of all existence in our universe, Brahmaranda, there's one in every universe, one Brahma. And Brahma said, even though his lifespan is practically eternal, even I have to die eventually, just like the other thing. The battery runs out in due course. What to do? So I can't give you what I don't have. I can't give you eternity. So Hiranyakasipu, as the archetype materialist, made a plan. There's a guy up here, UCSD, was planning how to live life extension. So many different things. Oxygen infusions, this diet, that, eating kale. You live longer, you got to eat kale longer. Better to die young. But anyway, so many life. He was hit by a bus. So much for life. I'm sorry to say, he was looking at the young girls playing volleyball, UCSD volleyball team cavorting, and he looked the other way, hit by a bus. So, sooner or later. But the archetype materialist, okay, I'll figure a way around this. I'm going to calculate. I think, we were saying the other day, Walt Disney, what's it called? He was frozen? Cryonic. Yeah, it's true. He's frozen somewhere. When they find a cure of cancer, they'll thaw him out. Ever unthaw a head of lettuce? Nah, I don't know how it's going to end up, but that's another story. So Hiranyakasipu asked for the benediction from Brahma. I don't want to die daytime or nighttime. I don't want to die on the earth, water, fire, air, ether, all these different things. I don't want to be killed by anything living or dead. Did I say daytime or nighttime? Yeah, I said that. I don't want to be killed by any man or any beast. So he went down, he had a whole string of conditions. I looked at our insurance policy for the temple the other day. Shh, so many conditions. So he thought, this way I'll be deathless. So Krishna, we cannot cheat Krishna. People are always trying to plan. Hitler, the swastika is actually a Vedic sign. It means it invokes auspiciousness. Hitler said, fine, but it goes my way. Switched it over. Archetype materialist. We're always trying to figure out how to change. But there's I have my plan. My spiritual master said, I have my plan. You have your plan. And Krishna, the Supreme, has his plan. Which plan wins out? What do you think? My plan, your plan, or Krishna's plan? Thank you. We agree on that. Part of the perfection of human intelligence is to figure out how to dovetail. Dovetail is a carpentry word. It means if you have a joint and you fit another piece of wood, a joint and it'll fit, it comports to the original shape. And you fit within that. So how to go with the transcendental flow? What is the will and design of the Supreme Lord? That's the secret for happiness. But everybody's trying to do things in a different way. So, Krishna, you cannot cheat Krishna. To keep all the vows of Brahma, the first living entity, intact, who'd given these benediction to the architect materialist Hiranyakasipu, he was killed on the threshold of his palace. You're on the doorstep. Are you inside? Are you outside? He was killed at dusk. Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? He was killed by the nails of the Lord. Are they living? Are they dead? You know, you cut your fingernails, you cut it too close, it's painful. You cut it at a distance, you don't feel it. Are they living? Are they dead? Everything. And the main one for our pastime today is not killed by a man or a beast. So Krishna took the form of a half man, half lion. So that's today appearance. Lord Nrsimhadeva is a half man, half lion. It's confirmation of the unlimited potency of the Supreme Lord. It's also that he loves to sport. He loves to play. Krishna has a sense of humor. That you can't cheat Krishna. You can't figure out, okay, you know, can't swim against the flow. That's what everyone's trying to do, and how's it turning out? Do you know there's more guns in America than there are people? It's a pretty scary thought. You know that one of the biggest problems, they started measuring in 1950, is that Gallup poll? Yeah, they've been measuring the degree of loneliness. Do you know that loneliness is increasing? That they get over 64% of the people in the USA say one of their biggest worries is loneliness. And you know, here's a real shocker. Everyone's connected, we got the social media, and everybody's, you know. The biggest degree of loneliness is between 14 and 22. They're the ones that report being the most lonely because they're washed so much of actual personal FaceTime. It's all, you know, by devices and screens. So how's that working out? Going against the natural. Well, I guess I'll say this and then what is the time? Okay, we got a little more time. One of our senior monks, his name is Radhanath Swami. He's a very, very saintly person. And he was invited to speak. I've got the picture, I can confirm it. At the directors of the Bank of England. Of course, the English lion is badly bandaged nowadays, but you know, they still have some influence, branches around the world. And these are the directors of the Bank of England. He was invited to speak. So the picture, he's there, it's all oak paneled, you know, the meeting hall is built in 1640 or whatever it is, you know. And he's speaking there. They can play outside too if they get... I remember going to church and hating it. So she'll be happier if you take her outside, I swear to you. She'll thank you. Anyway, good luck. Don't worry about it. We'll roll on. So he started off by saying, I'm a sannyasi, a renounced monk. I don't even have a bank account. He usually just wears a chadar. I didn't even have a pocket. He said, and here I am. Thanks a lot. We'll be done in just a minute. So, and she can run and play and cavort, which is the nature of the living entity, to enjoy in sport. Therefore, Krishna does. So, but he made this point that they have what they call, it's considered the most elite club amongst the nations. It's the they got the G9, they got the G7, they got the G11, they got the G20. They are the most developed nations. You've got developing nations, you've got developed nations. You've got, developed nations, advanced nations. And how do they measure? It's by gross domestic product. Gross domestic product means, the kid's crying in glee as soon as he was outside. Gross domestic product means how many durable goods, things that last longer than 3 years. Cars, televisions, airplanes. That's how they measure the most advanced nations. GDP. But Radhanath Maharaj did a little research. And if you take the top 9 GDP, they're all meeting at Davos in Switzerland and making a new 5-year plan, how they're going to, the 1% is going to squeeze whatever's left out of the 99% of us. So, but if you look at it, compare and contrast. The 9 most developed industrial nations with the highest GDP, gross domestic product, those 9 nations have the highest suicide rate. They have the highest divorce rate. They have the highest incarceration, population of people in jail. They have the highest rate of drug addiction. They have the highest divorce rate. We can just go right down the list. All of those things are indicative, are symptoms of a diseased society, a society under stress. So you're claiming to be the most advanced nation, but what's the proof? You can't eat nuts and bolts. Having your big screen TV is not going to solve your loneliness factor. What is it? FOMO, fear of missing out? You keep checking everybody else is having a great time. You're skimming through and I'm here all by myself on my sofa. I'm missing out, fear of missing out. All it does is enhance one's sense of alienation and loneliness. So the point I'm trying to... So then Radhanath Maharaj says what you should be measuring is GDH. Instead of GDP, gross domestic product, GDH. Anyone want to guess other than Dravida? What GDH? Who said that? Way to go. Gross domestic happiness. That's what you should be measuring. So one of the reasons, I actually wanted to say a couple things, so I'm going to make a quick check here. But one of the reasons that devotees, we're devotees. Well, I'll give you an example. And I'm thinking about the time factor. Back to this point of alienation, loneliness. Okay, well maybe that's you, but I'm having a great time. Srila Prabhupada is a nice turn of phrase, an accurate turn of phrase. I've got my family, I've got my friends, I've got my nation, I've got my club, I've got my reading circle or my golf club, or I've got, whatever it is. These are fallible soldiers. Fallible soldiers means there's a battle. Well, what is the battle that we all face and nobody wins? It's the battle of time. Krishna says in the Gita, time I am, the destroyer of all things. Nobody conquers time. Nobody. So even if, therefore, there is an underlying angst or anxiety. And I saw even before that, so even if you have everything great in this world, and who is that person? I'm a priest. I'll tell you something. I'll confide in you. I'm a priest, and a lot of our business is pastoral counseling. People open up, you know. I'm at Trader Joe's buying some dried fruit for the deities, and people say, hey, can I ask you a question about karma? Yeah, it happens to all of you. Why do good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people, and how is it all work? People open up all the time. Any of the devotees here, that's one of the reasons we dress like this, so people can find us. And hey, wait a minute, I was getting my gas in my car. I got a question for you. Okay, fine, Let's hope we have a good answer. And we do. So, what was I going to say? So, the fallible soldiers, everything comes to an end, ultimately. That assumes that you have a good run. That your health doesn't collapse and your wife doesn't divorce you or the husband doesn't skip off with the secretary. And I'm being light. There are heavy things that happen in this world. I saw a bumper sticker the other day, and it said, if you're not paranoid, you haven't been paying attention. So, I don't mean to spook people, but, if we're honest about it, even I give you have a complete clean skate. It's going to come to an end. What happens? And even in this world, so many difficult things. So the devotees, we have that experience, not just faith, not just conviction and confidence. We have the experience. Why do devotees, they're especially fond of Lord Nrsimhadeva? So as Krishna's transcendental sense of humor, if you like Shakespeare, if you like drama, like a good screenplay, read the Bhagavatam, read the Ramayana, read the Mahabharata. It's just all kinds of plot twists and turns and apparent injustices that are ultimately righted. It's just fantastic. That sounds like a cell phone. Hey, wait a minute. We'll give you one free skate. The point I want to make is we, the devotees, love Krishna, and they specifically love Lord Nrsimhadeva. Because Lord Nrsimhadeva, I told you about Hiranyakasipu, who was torturing the universe, the archetype materialist. Krishna's sense of humor is that his son was a great devotee. It's a whole story, how he met Narada Muni while he was in the womb of his mother, and he became a great devotee. Talk about the original truth to power. So his father wanted to train up his son to be a prodigy. That, Hiranyakasipu, how can you manipulate? How can you control? How can you lord it over other people? It's not enough to succeed. What is it, Schadenfreude? What is that word? Yeah, means happiness and seeing other people suffering. It's not enough just to succeed. You got to see other people fail. Then it's got the full package. Even in the revelations in the Bible, it says that you're sitting on the right hand of God, but they can hear the gnashing and wailing of the teeth of people in hell. Now that's perfect. No, that's not Vaishnava. That's not merciful. That's not saintly. You feel deep, burning compassion for people suffering. Not that, okay, I made it and tough luck for you. You missed the bus. That's another cell phone. We'll give you a break. You didn't hear the thing. So, the devotees know that Krishna is real. Accept the premise. Here is the principle of bhakti. Let me end on this note, because I do want to read something. The Prabhupada said, I was sitting in the room. He said, you think you're sitting on the floor. We're in a dry, impersonal, the universe is silent. It's all going on by random chance. Prabhupada said, you think you're sitting on the floor, but I'm sitting in the hand of Krishna. So a devotee knows that Krishna is real. And there's Lord Nrsimhadeva came and saved his devotee Prahlad. And Krishna saves his devotees. Devotees have that confidence. Prabhupada was at the Calcutta Zoo, and he saw a young boy holding onto his father's hand. And there was a big Bengal tiger. It's a huge animal. I don't know if you've ever seen a Bengal tiger. I hope not too close. It's the hand, the paw on a Bengal tiger, one swat could knock your head right off. Because I wouldn't be too tasty. Where's somebody's? You'd probably be a tasty snack item. I'm too bony and old, But the little boy, the thing was in the cage, unfortunately for the animal. But the little boy was holding onto his father's hand, and the lion was roaring, and the little boy was roaring back. Prabhupada said the boy was thinking, of course it's a miscalculation, but the principle is valid. He's thinking, I've got my father. My father's here. My father will take care of me. So a devotee has confidence that Krishna is real. And as he saved Prahlad, he will save me. How do we know that it's real? That is the process of bhakti. By practicing devotion as we serve Krishna. Krishna says, Ye yatam mam prapadyante. As you surrender to me, I reveal myself. Like any friendship. It's described in the Upadeshamrita. You reveal your mind in confidence, and Krishna reveals his mind in confidence. You offer gifts, you exchange gifts. There's a whole process that friendship develops. And the process of bhakti, of serving Krishna, is that process of developing that friendship. And we see again and again and again how Krishna interacts in our lives and saves us. So bhakti is the process for realizing that Krishna is real. And when you begin to realize that, you have great affection for Lord Nrsimhadeva. Just like a cat, the cat's teeth, this material nature is compared to the mouth of a lion, devouring everything. Now, when the rat is in the mouth of a cat, how does that rat feel? We may have been rats in our previous life. I guess everyone knows. But you got the principle. The rat is terrified, right? Death personified. Now, what else is carried in the teeth of a cat? Oh, kitten? And how does the kitten feel those teeth? You hear the kitten. Sometimes the kittens are purring. They're feeling great relief. So the devotees who know that behind this material nature, just like Prabhupada said, you think you're sitting on the floor, I'm sitting in the hand of Krishna. The devotees who by the process of bhakti, it's not sentiment, by the process of bhakti have actually realized the presence of Krishna, that Krishna is real. I was on a morning walk one time with Prabhupada. Prabhupada was quiet. Sometimes he would talk, sometimes he was quiet. And he was chanting on his japa mala. Probably about 20 of us on the walk. Prabhupada turned, put his cane down, said, I know you're all atheists, but there really is Krishna. Turned around and kept on walking. It was a mind blower. I said, well, he's got my number. So, but it's real. Krishna's real. And he, just as that lion protects its cubs, Krishna protects his devotees. Now, there's one remaining question. That question is, well, if Krishna protects his devotees, why did Prahlad go through struggle? Why do devotees go through struggle? Where is Krishna? This is the classic, God didn't save me. So, I didn't win the lottery. I didn't get, what happened? He didn't cure my cancer. Let's put a sharp point on it. Where's God? But there's a Krishna. If we accept design means purpose, if we accept that there's a purpose in this world, and that purpose is not to dance like a fool for as long as we can, and death comes, the fallible soldiers, and everything is finished, and where do we go? What is our next life? What do we know? And to be, there was okay, we got a few minutes. There was this Ferris wheel at the Del Mar Fair. It's a nice ride. I took my kids on it when they were young. So you go round and around on the Ferris wheel, and you get a nice view, and you go up, and you go down. Ha ha, we get a box of popcorn, and everything's great. It broke. It speeded up. And they were going round and around, and they were going faster, and they couldn't stop the thing. How did that ride become? What they were enjoying like anything. You speed it up and you can't get off of it? You're going to buy a ticket for that ride? I don't think so. Finally, they high tech. They just got a big steel rod and jammed it in the gears. That's how they stopped. And then they had to get a fire truck and get everybody off. It was a whole trip. I won't get graphic because we have a feast, but people were tossing their lunch. I mean, it was not a happy experience. We're trapped on this wheel, the wheel of samsara. If we accept the principle of reincarnation, that each life is a lesson, the soul is eternal, the body fails, the soul goes on, energy can be neither created or destroyed. Therefore, the soul goes on. Nitai Sarup. And we're going round and around and around on this cycle of birth and death. No, it's not really fun. And the real purpose is to get off it. If there is an alternative. We have so many sayings that rationalize the struggle of this world. Hey, it's always darkest before the dawn. Every cloud is a silver lining. Got to take the bitter with the sweet. Language is indicative. Language is created to express people's experience. Because Eskimos have so many words for snow. And believe it or not, in the Sahara and the Sahel, they've got so many words for sand and desert. So, because that's their experience. So why are people saying it's always darkest before the dawn, got to accept the bitter with the sweet, every cloud is a servant? Because there's a lot of suffering in this. Look, do a Google on Oxford World. Oh, the Swami, this is a downer. Webster's Dictionary. Look up the happiness and see how many synonyms there are. Get the unabridged Oxford. That's the best. You'll see maybe 2-3 pages of synonyms for happiness. Do a word search, Oxford's unabridged, on suffering. You know how many pages? If language is the expression of our experience, happiness, synonyms, 3 pages. Suffering, 7 pages. Hey, don't shoot me. I'm just a piano player. That's reality. That's our what if there's a way off? What if that is not our permanent condition? I can make you, the person is tied on the railway track. You see those old black and white movies? The damsel in distress, the villain's tied up and the train's coming. So I'm Mr. Do-Good. I come along. I see the person trapped on the railway train. Don't worry, I'll help you. You must be uncomfortable on that railway train. Let me put a pillow under your head. You idiot, can't you see the train? I've been calling for help, and you're the one I get? Oh yeah, you're calling, you must be thirsty. Here's a nice glass of lemonade. And because you're tired, here's a crook neck straw, so you can, Don't you hear the whistle? Hey, no problem, I got a Bose, sound system here. Put some earbuds in there. What's your favorite? Am I helping that person? What does that person really want? Help me out here, folks. Don't overthink it. He wants to get untied, wants to get off the track. So what about if there's a way to get off this wheel of samsara? So the suffering for the devotees deepens their faith, gives them conviction that Krishna is real. It brings out prayer. There's another reason that devotees suffer. Another reason devotees suffer is to set an example for others. The great Kunti, the Pandavas, you can read in so many, what to speak of Prahlad. In or out, my friend, in or out, don't hover. Yeah, thank you. So, I'll read something. But this is I'll end by reading something. That there is a plan, there is a purpose, the universe isn't silent, there is a Supreme Lord Krishna, and he sports and plays and cares for his devotees, and how to realize that beyond blind faith or superficial understanding by the practice of service to Krishna, By that service, by surrendering our life to Him, Krishna reveals Himself. Like any other friendship, it's reciprocal. And when we'll come to the point that one's free from anxiety, free from stress, like that little boy holding on to the hand of his father, we're holding on to the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadeva. Okay, so I want to read something, and then we'll end. And then we have the fire yajna, and we have a big feast. All right. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 18, text 9. And this is Prahlad Maharaj. This is the mood of a Vaishnav, and this is how a Vaishnav sees the world. Instead of, we have no concern. We know whatever is happening to me is my destiny, my karma, and for my purification. Prabhupada says in one line of the Bhagavatam, the suffering of the devotee is actually the purifying, therapeutic hand of the benign Lord. Actually, you think about it. I can say for my own life, whatever growth I've done in my life, the greatest growth was when I've been in difficulty and sorted my way out of it and depended on Krishna. I've grown as a person. Believe me, I was worse. Could be, I got a ways to go, but So, by developing that relationship and that love with Krishna and dependence on Krishna and seeing the hand of the Lord, that's the purpose of suffering, of difficulty for a devotee. So for a devotee, he knows that. This is the therapeutic process. Krishna is purifying me. Who is it? Is it St. Augustine who said, give me celibacy, just not yet? We want to become pure. We want to become full of knowledge and wisdom. But it's not easy. You want to get a PhD in basket weaving. You got to go to school for so many years. You want to become an Olympic high jumper, so you can become a cricket in your next life. You want to become an Olympic high jumper, you got to spend so many years of austerity, and isn't it? Anything you want to be, whatever it is, anything in this world of value, if you want to accomplish it, it requires hard work. So the idea that we're going to be cut off all of our attachments in this world, and all of our lust and greed and anger and envy, and that's going to happen overnight, takes time, takes effort. And if we accept that behind whatever's going on in our life is the therapeutic hand, it means it's curative. It's curing a disease of the benign hand of the Lord, that Krishna is good. Whatever it is, there's a purpose. We may not see it, but there's a purpose, and it will make us a better person. It will make us ultimately pure devotees of Krishna, free from. So we'll end with this last verse. Hare Krishna. Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 18, text 9. May the entire universe be blessed with peace and hope. May everyone driven by envy and enmity become pacified and reconciled. May all living beings become calm by practicing Bhakti Yoga. For by accepting the devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. The heart grows, it expands, and you don't worry about your little petty issues, but how to help others. May our own hearts and minds be filled with purity and serenity. May all these blessings flow naturally from this supreme benediction. So all of those things rest upon this final sutra. May our attention become spontaneously absorbed in the rapture of pure love under the transcendent Lord Sri Krishna. The holy name, and we will end here, people pray to Garuda to clear the path. May I get into college, may my business turn out, not Garuda, they pray to Ganesh. They pray to Ganesh to clear the path. The same principle is there for spiritualists. But they don't pray to clear the material path. You clear the material path, you're going to do something foolish and entangle yourself further in karma. You're not solving your problems at all. You're just compounding and prolonging them. But these saintly, spiritual, intelligent people, sadhus, rishis, wise people, they pray to Lord Nrsimhadeva. Because in the same way Ganesh clears the path for materialists, Lord Nrsimhadeva clears the path for the devotees. So on this day, and what is that path that he clears? God is a great Amazon in the sky. Om Jaya Jagadish Hari, give me a new car and a house by the sea. No, that's not what's going on. Lord Nrsimhadev, via the holy name, via chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, I'll put a sharp point on it. By chanting the holy name in the form of Hare Krishna, it actually cleanses the heart. As Ganesh clears the material path, praying to Lord Nrsimhadev by chanting the holy name, so easy and sweet, cleanses the heart of all of that lust, greed, anger, all of that clog that's creating all of our anxiety. Remove it by chanting the holy name. So today's a good day to increase our chanting, to start our chanting, and pray to Lord Nrsimhadev to clear our path. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
All right, so we just have a few announcements.
Oh, wait, I have one quick announcement. I promise it's quick. Also, some devotees made a special set of T-shirts. You know, we're celebrating all year long the 50th. Hey, Balaram, take it away. Once again, Balaram's a step ahead of me.
Well, you could keep on announcing. I could just display.
Oh. All right. Well, just to be quick. So it's celebrating, this is the 50th anniversary of the installation of beautiful Shri Shri Radhagiri Hari. So to commemorate that, we have these T-shirts, and I think there's a couple different types. They come in different colors. So they just came from the printer. All the profit, I mean, all the cost, everything, whatever you buy for the shirt, I think they're $25. Yeah. They're pure cotton. They're good quality. They're out there at the front table. Get them before they're gone, and you'll have one as a souvenir for of the. Okay.
Also, recently there was a ISKCON disciple course taught, so we have 2 certificates to give. Kalpana and Vamsi could come, please.
And on a very auspicious day.
You call them in, Ganeshwari. And there's another one there.
Yeah. Hey, Vamsi. Smart man. This disciples course, Hare Krishna. Yeah. It's not it's training. There's a great, just like everything else, there's a science. What does it mean to become a devotee of Krishna? What does it mean to become serious in spiritual life? What does it mean to take initiation? So that's what this is all about. We got something else going on?
There's just a 5-minute announcement.